What up, Space Fam? Goes in here from Anime Uproar, back at it again to discuss a very special chapter of One Punch Man where Saitama takes on Garo and we see what these two are capable of, and it's nuts. So make sure to stay tuned for this one. If you do enjoy these One Punch Man videos and want to keep them coming, you know what to do. Channel Saitama within and one punch that like button. Remember, smashing is Saitama energy and passing is Fuhrer ugly energy, so choose wisely. If you haven't made this video, subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications or you will miss future One Punch Man videos. Lastly, while you wait for the next video to drop, feel free to check out my growing One Punch Man playlist that includes videos on all S-class heroes, all Dragon and God level threats, all A-class heroes, and we got another S-class video coming out soon, so be on the lookout for that, and a lot more videos. Link to that is in the description. And now without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. The cover photo is great this time around, with us being asked, is that person, meaning Garo, a devil or a god? We see Garo's body, but it's set up in such a way that it looks like a demonic face if you look at it in a different way. Absolutely love it. The chapter is called Tougher Than a Mountain, and since we are covering a fight between Saitama and Garo, it's hard to say which one this will be referring to, but my guess would be Saitama, even though Garo bounces back a lot as well. Garo has to regenerate sometimes, while Saitama usually just stays unfazed, making him the tougher of the two, if you will. Garo is upset from the beginning. He can tell monsterization is speeding up and he is a lot stronger than before, and yet it doesn't feel like he's catching up to Saitama at all. Saitama is less focused on the fight and more interested in Garo's motivations, asking him what exactly he wants to accomplish. I love how Saitama messes with Garo's self-image again and again. Garo wants to be seen as a monster despite being a pretty good guy deep down, and Saitama keeps undermining that monster image. He asks if Garo really does have a grudge against heroes, why is he working with them? He tells him to just straight up be a hero instead of pretending to be a monster while doing heroic stuff. It's funny because you know Saitama is just trying to be honest, but it comes off as so patronizing that Garo can only insult him back. Garo says he only worked with Metal Bat for efficiency reasons so he could reach his goal. Saitama says, oh yeah, absolute evil and world peace or something? And Garo is sweating, wondering where he got the world peace thing from. Saitama clearly seems to be onto something. Physically and figuratively, Saitama can see through Garo's tough shell. Saitama points out how Garo is the kind of guy to encourage a crying kid to get back on his feet and try again, which is clearly heroic rather than monster behavior. He says he should team up with that kid while Garo angrily charges him, having heard enough. He does seem to be fast enough to land some shots on Saitama, but it's hard to say if that's because he's fast enough or because Saitama lets him. Since the attacks don't really hurt Saitama, so why wouldn't he take some? Garo keeps pounding on Saitama, even using named attacks like Godslayer Instant Attack. Saitama, and this is hilarious, appears from a distance under a rock, showing that while Garo is busy attacking the ground where he thinks Saitama is, he's actually just hitting the ground to no purpose. Saitama throws a rock at him and even accidentally insults his martial arts, which remember Garo is very proud about. He thinks he's reached the pinnacle of martial arts and that his is the ultimate martial art. Saitama just says, that weird way you're moving and making punches miss, is that martial arts or something? It's too funny how Saitama accidentally knows how to push all of Garo's buttons. Garo destroys the rock thrown at him and reaffirms that he has the ultimate martial arts technique. He says Saitama should be grateful and relish the experience, even as Saitama starts effortlessly dodging the punches. And Garo's upset by how Saitama's outpacing his combo attacks with his reflexes and reaction speed alone. This is an ongoing theme in the battle. Martial arts trained to perfection versus no martial arts on Saitama's part, and how Saitama keeps coming out on top despite how pretentious Garo tries to be about the importance of his martial art. Even now, he thinks to himself that Saitama's technique is that of a complete amateur and that there's plenty of openings to take advantage of. He says Saitama will lose because he has no technique, and as a result, Garo can read all of his moves. He lands a significant Godslayer combo and sends Arcade Baldy flying. Saitama's body destroys a building and Garo destroys it further with a kind of energy blast called Great Power Attack. Bonus points for creative naming. You can't deny that when it comes to how he names his attacks, Garo can be very childish. The buildings turn to ash, showing Garo's power. Garo says no matter how tough Saitama's bones and flesh are, there's no way to train internal organs and his insides should be torn to shreds by now. But Saitama just shows up looking fine as usual to Garo's shot. Accidentally, Garo also saved some people who were stuck under the building and Saitama lets them know it was Garo's work as well. They then thank the demonic looking Garo in a hilarious scene, upsetting Garo because it's ruining his ultimate evil image that he's trying to convey. Then we get this awkward moment of the two just standing there, and Saitama drops one of my favorite lines of the chapter saying, "Man, absolute evil sure is good at saving people." An angered Garo loses it and goes hard, trying to land a hit on Saitama as he dodges with a smile on his face. Then there's a volcano threatening people and their homes. Garo continues to evolve, growing demonic wings too, and Saitama, in his usual patronizing way, smiles and encourages Garo by saying, "You got a little better again." Garo says, "You call this a little better?" as he sends Saitama flying to the volcano. Saitama was hit into the volcano so hard he's buried into the mountain, surrounded by rubble. It almost looks like when Yamcha was in the crater after the Saibamen got him. Garo doesn't give up, and Murata is doing a great job of making him look cool and demonic at the same time. He hits allaying Saitama with all he's got, causing the volcano to shatter and leading the lava down the other side of the mountain so that the people are saved. Again, Garo has accidentally saved people while looking more demonic than ever. And this really goes with the "is he a devil or a god" question on the cover page, because he clearly looks like a monster, but he's saving people again and again, albeit seemingly accidentally in this chapter. He's pushed himself a lot, and he finally takes the chance to pant and get a breather. After all, in his mind, there's no way Saitama could survive a hit that destroyed a mountain, right? But then, as most of us expected, Saitama suddenly delivers a punch that sends Garo flying back himself. Garo can't believe he's unaffected after all that. This is where he realizes that Saitama is quite literally sturdier than a mountain, aka tougher than a mountain. We also see an epic silhouette of Saitama here as well, with lava spewing behind him. Truly epic stuff, I must say. The illustrations in this chapter have been amazing. Saitama is not only fine, he laughs, amused at the whole shtick, where Garo's not even trying and things work out perfectly. Saitama says Garo kind of reminds him of King, since he has great hero instincts as well. And that is the end of this epic and hilarious chapter. Who's your MVP? What do you expect to happen next? Do you think Garo is or will become the strongest monster we've seen as he continues to evolve? This to me is what One Punch Man is all about, and I'm hoping Garo continues to land cool hits on Saitama that, even if they don't upset Saitama, still arguably position Garo in a higher category than other monsters who have failed to accomplish the same things against Saitama. If you did enjoy this review and want to keep them coming, smash that like button with a serious punch. Remember, smashing that like button is Saitama energy and passing is fear or ugly energy, so choose wisely. If you haven't made this the video, subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications, or you will miss future One Punch Man videos. Remember, another S-Class video is coming out very soon. Lastly, while you wait for the next video to drop, feel free to check out my growing One Punch Man playlist that includes videos on all S-Class heroes, all Dragon and God level monsters, and much more. Link to that is in the description. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.